Joe, how are you, Joe?
I'm good.
You know, this film is like what films should be made nowadays. I mean, everything we're seeing is not as cool as this.
Well, you know what it is? It's like an old-fashioned love story. You know, it's about real characters based on a true story. And, yeah, it's different than what they're putting out there, that's for sure.
How was it having a character have dementia? How did that play out for you?
Well, this all originated from a short we did 5 years ago called Tonight and Every Night. So the reason I wanted to do it because it was an interesting character. And it was a different character for me, you know, different than American History X and different from Green Book, you know. And I loved the story, you know. I just fell in love with the story. I fell in love with the character. So it was a great experience.
Have you ever gone through knowing that someone's going to die, a friend of yours, and you had to act differently, or do you act differently? Because you know they're going to die.
I mean, of course I've been around people when everyone knows they're going to die. They're on their deathbed almost, but not really, not knowing someone's going to die in a few years, no. And my wife, Julia Armand, who plays my wife, knows that I'm going to be dying, right? But she, you know, and it's the way that we relate to one another. And it's based on Christina's mother and father, so and it's true, the guy, in his dementia, he really saw himself as a late-night talk show host, a la Johnny Carson. Hence the title, Here's Johnny.
Yeah.
So, I'm happy with it. I hope people like it.
Working with Arquette and Kevin Pollak and everybody, how was it working with the cast?
Great. I mean, we have a great cast. And I think the acting is very strong in this picture. Everyone who sees it seems to think so.
You know, finally a movie that's kind of like heartfelt. It's a good love story. So finally a love story's coming out instead of like all these killings and sex and stuff going on.
Yeah, and that's what I like about it. You know, it's old school. It's almost like a 70s movie. You know, like a Hal Ashby movie. And it's. I think people are going to relate to it.
I want to ask you a sensitive question, and I mean it respectfully. Did you use any of your friends that may have dementia in order to play the character with the dementia?
Well, funny you should ask. I knew someone who had it, yeah. And, you know, I kind of studied them. I did a lot of research, and I specifically worked with Christina because her father had it, and she lived with him. And she lived with him when he would sit in the living room and carry on a talk show, and they would play along with him. And that's what's beautiful about the story. I mean, look, he does die in the end. We all die. But there's some real humor in it, and I think you laugh with him, not at him. You know?
Right on.
Yeah.
Such a pleasure talking to you, sir. We're here.
Thank you.
We're not even on the red carpet. I wanted to catch a private session here, exclusive.
My man Fernando.
That's right. Thank you, Joe. The star of Here's Yanni. Here's Yanni.